So some of y'all know that white kid Kyle Rittenhouse that was deemed not guilty by the judge. I want to say like 2 years ago. I think like 2 years ago for what he did in Kenosha. He went on a show with Piers Morgan where Piers Morgan grilled him about the fact that he killed two people. Now, where do I stand on this? I firmly believe that Kyle Rittenhouse was innocent. At the end of the day, you are not legally allowed to chase anyone. I don't care if they're wielding an assault rifle or not. If someone is simply walking around with an assault rifle and cleaning up trash and putting out fires, you are not allowed to assault them. That's just not allowed. And if you get shot and killed in the process, that's not anyone else's problem but yours. You shouldn't attack people that are wielding weapons, especially when they're not shooting at anybody, especially when they're not bothering anybody. You probably shouldn't chase them. But Piers Morgan has decided to continuously ask Kyle Rittenhouse, how does it feel to have killed two people in the most insensitive and almost just inappropriate way possible?
You killed two people and you wounded a third. How do you feel about that?
Well, Piers, they attacked me. They left me with no choice. I have nightmares every night of being attacked and being ambushed and them trying to steal my gun and pointing guns at my face. It's not an easy thing to do, but I did what I had to do to stay alive, and if I didn't, I would be dead.
Yeah, listen, you were acquitted, and many in America believe that you have the absolute right to defend yourself. I'm just curious, on a human level, you're very young even now. What are you, 20 years old now?
Yes, sir.
And you've killed two human beings and wounded a third. I just wonder how that feels.
I don't think that's an appropriate question to ask how it feels. It's not an easy thing to do. It's something I live with every single day. It's nightmares I have. It's something that I have to deal with. I have to deal with the PTSD and the trauma from having to do that.
I think Piers Morgan is genuinely just out of touch here. Like, it's an incredibly inappropriate question to ask. How does it feel to have killed two people on a human level? On a human level, how does it feel? It's like, Piers, you do realize that this individual, this kid, he's only like 2 years younger than me. This kid killed two people and wounded one in self-defense. They chased him twice, and he didn't pull the trigger until they were close enough to do him harm, and some of them did do him harm. One of them took a skateboard and slammed it on him. The other one pulled a gun on him. One kicked him in the head. I mean, what are you asking here? And Piers Morgan sitting there on a human level, why should Kyle Rittenhouse be worried about how it feels on a human level? When three people are trying to fucking kill you, you better kill every shred of humanity in your heart and do what you need to do to survive on a human level. If anything, viewing that incident through a human level could be psychologically damaging for Kyle Rittenhouse. Maybe he shouldn't view them as humans. Maybe he shouldn't be worried about the humanity of it. That's just my take. I don't think Kyle Rittenhouse should be worried about the humanity of what he did. If I'm at a riot, right? I live in the area like 20 minutes away, look it up. I'm legally wielding a rifle, look it up. And y'all are in the city, a lot of y'all not even from the city or the state, burning things, blowing things up. And I'm here picking up trash, putting out fires. You don't reserve the right to try to kill me, even if I have a rifle in my hand. You're not allowed to try to kill me. Kyle Rittenhouse did not commit a mass shooting. He didn't murder anyone. He shot people who attacked him. And if you watch the video, you would know that the only people he killed or wounded were the ones who attacked him. But we live in an era of narratives instead of information. And it's crazy because everybody got a phone and a computer. You got all this information at your fingertips all day, every day. And we still have people in America to think Kyle Rittenhouse should be in jail. It's a sad world that we live in.
Right. I mean, but it seems to me your emotions are more about you and your trauma because your life has been threatened and that side of it, rather than the question I'm asking, which is simply on a human level, how do you feel about being so young and yet having on the record for the rest of your life now that you took the lives of two people, regardless of the circumstances?
And like I just said, it's something I deal with every day. I deal with the PTSD and the trauma and the nightmares. It's not easy to deal with it.
There's a reason why this episode never actually aired on Piers Morgan Uncensored and actually went on the channel. This man sits there and says, well, how do you feel? All context aside, regardless of the circumstances. Pierce, the circumstances actually matter here. You can't just sit there and say, oh, you killed 2 people. How do you feel? The circumstances fucking matter. 100%. You're not talking to a mass shooter or a serial killer. You're not talking to a mass shooter or a serial killer. You're talking to a kid that was attacked multiple times and had to defend himself. There is no on a human level, how do you feel here? There is no, oh, you're making it all about you. Yeah, if 3 people try to kill you, and you kill 2 and wound 1, bro, it don't matter how they fucking feel. The political aspect of it does not matter. 3 people tried to murder 1 person and that individual defended themselves. What more is there to talk about? Even if you want to add the politics into it, just because Kyle Rittenhouse is conservative and white does not mean that he's in the wrong. And just because the victims were liberal and all this other bullshit, which all of them were white males, by the way, that he shot, just because the people who were killed were on the liberal democratic side of the political spectrum does not all of a sudden mean that Kyle Rittenhouse is undeserving of our sympathies. That's not how this works. At all. This whole thing of, oh, Kyle Rittenhouse is only worried about himself. I mean, yeah, if I had to kill 2 people that were trying to kill me and I wounded a third that was trying to literally try, bro, the nigga that Kyle Rittenhouse shot, the one that didn't die, he literally tried to pump fake Kyle Rittenhouse. He literally said, no, don't shoot. And then when Kyle Rittenhouse literally paused to not shoot him because he's like, oh, he's not trying to kill me. You know what this motherfucker does? You know what this nigga who says, no, don't shoot does? He fucking reaches for a gun. He reaches for a gun and then tries to pull a gun out and kill Kyle Rittenhouse. I'm like, bruh, what y'all want this little nigga to feel? 2 of these niggas try to kill me. The third one tries to trick me into not shooting him so he can end my life. And you want me to sit here and have some sort of humanity and empathy for the people that tried to destroy me, not because I did anything wrong, but because I was putting out fires and trying to stop them from destroying the city. That's the dumbass question that Piers Morgan asked. Bro, Piers Morgan is a fucking amazing. I love Piers Morgan. He is one of the greatest journalists out there right now. There's really not too many people touching Piers Morgan in the game right now. He's one of the Don Dadas, one of the top G's. But the reality is that this one particular interview he did, I'm not feeling it, bro. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling Piers. I'm not feeling him. He handled the Kanye one really well. He did quite a few interviews. The Andrew Tate one, he did a lot of interviews really well. But this one, I just can't get behind. We live in an era today where you can access the Kyle Rittenhouse footage on your phone at any time. This is a prime example of misinformation. And you know, back when I was still conservative, I used to sit there and say, I hate when liberals put misinformation tags under shit. But now I get it. I understand now. Because, bro, these motherfuckers be lying, bro. Like, CNN, MSNBC, all these liberal outlets lied about the Rittenhouse situation. Rittenhouse killed black people. Rittenhouse did this. He murdered it. He did. Bruh, the footage is out there. He kept trying to run away from his assailants, and they wouldn't stop attacking him, and they lost their lives as a result. Bro, this nigga wasn't shooting up people and then try to run away. He never shot anyone. He was chased and had to defend himself twice. And then the third guy tried to kill him with a firearm. And luckily, Rittenhouse was quick enough to empty the chamber as I believe it was jammed. That's how God's hand was directing this little nigga. He removes the fucking, I think his shit was jammed or something, and he raises the rifle up and shoots him in the arm. In the fuck, you know how hard it is to hit someone directly in the arm? Look, I'm no fan of if the looting starts, the shooting starts. I think it's one of the most disgraceful, disgusting things a president has ever said. I'm no fan of Blue Lives Matter and all this bullshit. But what I will not sit here and support is people who go to a city to destroy it and then assault people and then get mad when they get shot. Bruh, you doing wrong. You're destroying a city over police brutality. If you're so upset, you can always petition. You can always vote for a new sheriff, vote for a new mayor. You could always make an impact in your local area, or shit, you could go federal and try to get a bill passed in Congress. You could do everything but blow up the city and try to kill somebody, by the way. And because you failed and either A, got put in the grave or had your arm blown off, now we're all of a sudden supposed to feel bad for you. No, absolutely not. But this is what misinformation does. People still look at the situation and think, well, Kyle Rittenhouse is in the wrong. How? Well, Kyle Rittenhouse showed up at a protest he wasn't supposed to be at. He lived far away. So many people in that protest lived far away. So you want me to believe that the people who showed up to destroy the city are more entitled to be there than the person who showed up to defend it? Is that what we're, bro? What kind of blunts is we smoking, bro? Like, I'm gonna keep it 100. Like, what are we talking about? But we live in an era where anyone could access this truth on their phone in a matter of minutes to seconds, seconds to minutes, and yet we're still confused about why Kyle Rittenhouse was deemed innocent. Was he an idiot? Of course. Fuck you. Why are you going down to this protest, bro? So you could get killed? But at the same time, bro, people are entitled to defend a community, whether it's their community or not. They're entitled to defend a community. You are not more entitled to blow it up at all. Doing more damage to the average everyday person, blowing up cars, blowing up businesses, lighting shit on fire, making it harder for people to live their lives once you're gone back to wherever you're from, right? When your frustration and anger with the police is not being directed toward the police. Not one cop died that day, as far as I know. Not one police department got blown up with cops inside of it, as far as I know. The average citizen had to pay the fucking price for what happened. Y'all blowing shit up, lighting shit on fire, doing all this bullshit. And now all of a sudden I'm supposed to feel bad about Kyle Rittenhouse? Nigga, please. I'm supposed to hate on Kyle Rittenhouse. I'm supposed to feel something. Like, stop. Stop it. Piers Morgan was wrong on this one. And I think that Piers Morgan needs to stop being afraid to just, bro, like, stand on business, like, go research the situation. And when you see the truth for what it is, stand on it. And if you don't want to stand on it, don't have him on your show. But this Rittenhouse, bro, we too damn old for this shit. Piers Morgan, you too old to be doing this, bro. We're all too old for this shit. Grow up. The information on what happened is out there. Stop playing games. Rittenhouse ain't guilty. And that's just what I think. That's just what I think. I'm no conservative. I'm no Republican. But, bro, the evidence is the evidence. There's a lot of other liberals out there that agree with me. Like Destiny. So that's just what I think about it. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.